of office ceremony. It's a pleasure to have everybody here. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilmember Bragg? Here. Councilmember Spriggs?
Here.
Councilmember Patton?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem West?
For one last night. Here.
Mayor Dedina?
Here. And now please rise as the Naval Base Coronado Color Guard presents the colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we start, again, thank you, Councilmember Bragg. I would like to acknowledge the dignitaries that are here tonight. Representing, I'd like to acknowledge the dignitaries and special guests that are here tonight. Representing the Navy, Captain Timothy Slentz and Anna Shepard. Representing County Supervisor Greg Cox, Marshall Anderson. I don't know if we have Regidora Monica Vega Aguirre here from the city of Tijuana. Regidora Yvette Casillas from the city of Tijuana. Regidor Manuel Rodriguez Moñarez from the city of Tijuana. Catherine Hill from the League of California Cities. From MTS, the Executive Director Paul Jablonski. From Sandag, Hector Venegas. From the South County Economic Development Council, Efrain Ibarra. From California American Water, Brian Barreto. From the South Bay Union School Board District, Cheryl Quinones. Former Imperial Beach Mayor Diane Rose, thank you so much for being here. Imperial Beach Chamber President Valerie Acevez, Imperial Beach Women's Club Nancy Dayton, and former San Diego City Council member Marty Emerald. And our Port Commissioner Dan Malcolm. Thanks, Dan, for being here. So now we'll do the certification of election results. What? Oh, Senator Duchesne, I'm sorry. Former Senator Duchesne is here. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Right now we'll do the certification of election results. City Clerk Kelly will give a report on the item.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Pursuant to Imperial Beach City Council Resolution number 2018-7930, the County of San Diego Registrar of Voters Office consolidated the general municipal election with the statewide general election on November 6, 2018. They canvassed the returns of the election and certified the results to this City Council. The results are received and made part of Resolution number 2018-7999 as Exhibit A, and that's for your consideration this evening. California Elections Code 10264 requires that I, the elections official of this governing body, shall enter on its records a statement of the result. The whole number of votes cast in the city of Imperial Beach for mayor, the total number of ballots cast in Imperial Beach was 7,112. The total number of mail votes cast was 4,349. And the total number of polling place votes cast was 2,447, for a total of 6,796 votes cast for mayor. And note that 47 votes cast were for unqualified write-ins. For a member of the City Council, Again, the total number of ballots cast in Imperial Beach was 7,112. But for the member of the city council position, the total number of votes cast in the city was 7,429. And the total number of polling place votes cast was 3,939 for a total of 11,368 votes cast in the city for member of the city council. And note that 32 votes were cast for unqualified write-ins. The names of the persons voted for at the election for the office of mayor are as follows in ballot order: Valerie Aceves and Serge Dedina. The names of the persons voted for at the election for the office of member of the city council are as follows in ballot order: Mo Camacho, Dane Crosby, Paloma Aguirre, Darnisha Hunter, and Ed Spriggs. The number of votes given at each precinct to each person is on file in the office of the city clerk, and it is also attached to resolution number 2018-7999 as Exhibit A. The number of votes given in the city to each person is as follows. For Serge Dedina, for the position of mayor is 4,607. For Valerie Aceves, it was 2,142. For member of city council, Paloma Aguirre received 3,345. Ed Spriggs received 3,009. Dane Crosby received 2,147. Darnisha Hunter received 1,779. And Mo Camacho received 1,056. Serge Dedina was elected as mayor for the full term of 4 years. Paloma Aguirre was elected as member of the city council for the full term of 4 years, and Ed Spriggs was elected as member of the city council for the full term of 4 years. Staff's recommendation is that the city council adopts resolution number 2018-7999, reciting the fact of the general municipal election held on November 6, 2018, declaring the result and other such matters as provided by law, then following approval, authorizing me, the city clerk, to issue certificates of election. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Any comments, questions? I would like to entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 2018-7999, reciting the fact of the general municipal election held on November 6, 2018, declaring the result and such other matters as provided by law.
Second.
Please vote.
Can we get an oral vote, please? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you. At this time, the city clerk will present the certificates of election to the newly elected officials. Thank you so much. So following the oath of office ceremony, this special meeting will be adjourned and everyone is invited to the community room for a reception to say farewell to Councilmember Bragg and to honor the newly elected officials, myself, Councilmember Ed Spriggs, and Councilmember-elect Paloma Aguirre. And now, before we do the oath of office presentations and ceremony, we now have a leaving office presentation for Councilmember Bragg, and we'll begin that with City Manager Hall.
I did take some executive privilege to be able to be the first one to say something to Councilmember Bragg. And to take the emotion out of it, I wrote her a little poem. So I hope you enjoy my little poem here. Oh man, here we go. This is great.
It's not a limerick.
It's not a limerick. Tonight we say goodbye to our own Lori Bragg. And if you're the kind that sweet poems make you gag, then take a deep breath and plug your ears, because we're going to give her a few of our cheers. Lori served well with a whole lot of class. When I was wrong, she would kick my behind. She helped me come out of my shy little shell by telling me that I could go straight to ethics training. In the fridge right behind me, you'll find some ice cream. And if it's not there, you'll hear Lori scream. She hated nothing less than electronic packets, except being cold, there weren't enough jackets. So blankets became the order of the day, but now that she's leaving, the blankets must stay. And now that she's leaving, she'll miss all these faces, so we asked her to tell us a few of her favorite places. We made her a blanket, so at least for our part, Imperial Beach will be a warm place in her heart. We thought we were done, then she asked for a flag. We do what we ask when it comes to Miss Bragg. She knows we will miss her and that you all will too. Today is the day that we bid her adieu.
So, thank you so much for that. Is that your cowboy poetry from Wyoming?
Yeah, you know, I was going to give Captain Favor a real hard time. He's retiring to Montana.
Oh, okay.
Why not Wyoming? Well, all good things come from Wyoming.
We have a list of we have some people who'd like to make presentations and say a few words about Councilmember Bragg. We can start with the United States Navy, representing Captain Timothy Slentz, Anna Shepard. To here, is Captain Slentz? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Captain Slentz and Anna Shepard. Okay.
He's all dressed up.
What do you do there? I think. Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, City Council members, city staff, fellow citizens, thank you. It's an honor I feel honored to be here tonight and to say thank you to Councilmember Bragg. We just have a letter from the Navy, which reads, "Dear Councilmember Bragg, on behalf of Naval Base Coronado, I would like to thank you for your 12 years of service and leadership on the City of Imperial Beach City Council. Additionally, I'm very appreciative of your support to Naval Base Coronado and its sailors, particularly at Naval Outlying Landing Field, Imperial Beach, and the Coastal Campus. Your leadership in organizations such as SANDAG, MTS, the Chamber of Commerce, and others will be missed. As you embark on your next endeavor, I wish you the traditional Navy send-off of fair winds and following seas. Sincerely, myself."
That's so nice. And now we have from the Office of San Diego County Supervisor Greg Cox, Marshall Anderson.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, City Manager Robert Frost. Sorry, Supervisor Greg Cox couldn't be here. You get the next best thing. Whereas Lori Bragg has served the City of Imperial Beach for 12 years on the City Council, and whereas the County of San Diego is committed to recognizing and honoring those individuals who have dedicated their lives to the best ideals of public service, be it proclaimed by the County Board of Supervisors that today, this day, the 12th day of December, be Lori Bragg Day throughout San Diego County. Thank you for your service.
Now we have Ron Powell from the Port of San Diego. And Dan Malcolm as well. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. We have Port Commissioner Dan Malcolm from the Port of San Diego. Thank you so much, Dan.
Andy, that was awesome. But I hate to correct you in public, but all good things come from Imperial Beach. Lori, where do the years go? Neither do I. I remember when it seems like yesterday I was running for council and you were the chamber president. And that was what, over 20 years ago. Man. Well, Lori, we have a proclamation for you, and What I usually do in things like this is I just read the shortened version, but what you've done for this city is so incredible. I am going to take the time and I am going to read this proclamation. 20 years ago, I didn't need these either. This is a proclamation from the Port of San Diego honoring Lori Bragg for her 12 years of exemplary public service, and it's been a lot more than that. Whereas Lori Bragg chose to settle in Imperial Beach in 1980 because she found it family-friendly and supportive of her as a single mother. And whereas Lori Bragg ran successfully for the Imperial Beach City Council in 2006 with the support of her sons, Chris and Jeff, and her grandson, Christopher. Whereas Lori Bragg served 12 years on the Imperial Beach City Council, not out of ego, but because she wanted to put her heart, her intellect, and her civic spirit into improving the lives of city residents and tourists. Whereas Lori Bragg served as a voting member of the Transportation Committee of the San Diego Association of Governments, it is an advisory member of that organization's Regional Planning Committee during 10 years of her tenure as an Imperial Beach City Council member. We're not even partway done yet. Whereas Lori Bragg also served on the board of directors of the San Diego Metropolitan Transit System Corporation, becoming a vocal advocate for public transit, and you have been an awesome advocate, Lori. Whereas Lori Bragg served as the chair of the Accessibility Committee of San Diego Metropolitan Transit System Corporation, successfully advocating for the institution of audible announcements and braille signage, as well as a process change requiring the developers of any high-impact project near public transit to present their plans to the Accessibility Committee. Whereas Lori Bragg enthusiastically worked for the betterment of Imperial Beach before being elected to the city council for years, I might add, by serving as the president of the Spirit of Imperial Beach, as vice president of the Republicans Women Club, and as president of the Imperial Beach Women's Club. Whereas Lori Bragg worked tirelessly to help create a warm and inviting environment for tourists to Imperial Beach while serving as director of the Imperial Beach Chamber of Commerce for more than 8 years. Seems like yesterday. Whereas Lori Bragg showed her appreciation and reverence for the city's past by founding the Imperial Beach Historical Society. Whereas Lori Bragg has been a humble, and I want to emphasize that, a humble and excellent public servant, sincerely listening to the concerns of every Imperial Beach citizen who has approached her. And whereas Lori Bragg has been a valued partner of the Port of San Diego throughout her career, now therefore, the Board of Port Commissioners and staff of the San Diego Unified Port District do hereby thank Lori Bragg for her selfless service and leadership in the city of Imperial Beach and wish her continued success in her future endeavors. And this is on behalf of the chairman and the entire port. Lori, thank you so much. And I just want to say that that wasn't quite enough. So Lori, on behalf of Nicole and myself, and really on behalf of the entire city, thank you so much. Even the words in that proclamation can't really explain what Lori has done for this community for so long. Nicole? Lori, even this isn't enough.
Wow.
We're going to have to get a bigger dais, I think.
That's it.
Doing it.
Yeah. Here.
Thanks, Dan. Now we have Paul Jabonsky from MTS. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Dedina and members of council for the opportunity to come here tonight. I only have a plaque, but I want to tell you, Lori has been an exemplary board member for 10 years with MTS from 2008 to 2018. For 6 of those years, she served as chair for the Accessible Services Advisory Committee. She served on the executive committee, other ad hoc committees. She's done work on Low Sand Corridor. I mean, she's done so much. And that's just from the board perspective. What I, as a CEO, always appreciated was that she is a transit rider. And she was on the Blue Line every single morning. And while I get regular reports from staff and supervisors, I always had a report from somebody with a customer perspective from Lori. And you know, it was often very good, and it led to some improvements in how we communicated with customers. And so she was not only an advocate, but she was a customer, and a very good one, and served not only the board well in the San Diego region, but represented Imperial Beach extremely. So for that, on behalf of the board of directors and certainly the staff, who were very sorry to see you go, we thank you very much for your service and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Paul. Now we have Catherine Hill from the League of California Cities.
Well, thank you so much, Mayor and council members. On behalf of the League of California Cities, which is an association of 482 cities throughout California, we have 16 divisions, but we all know there's only one stellar division, the San Diego County Division. The 18 cities in the San Diego County Division, of which there's one stellar city, Imperial Beach. And we have had a wonderful representative here through so many years in Lori Bragg. And Lori, you have been such a delight to work with throughout the years. You've served on policy committees. You've been on the League Division membership committee. You have gone to many an annual conference. You have mentored people while you were there, and you've been a friend to so many people throughout the multitude of cities and throughout our conferences. So you will be sorely missed, but know that you have touched so many people, not only here throughout San Diego County, but statewide. Your work with the division, your work on the policy committees, your work with MTS, your work with Sandag, you have done it all, and you've done it very, very well. And you've always handled yourself with such a wonderful disposition and such a caring disposition that it's been evident you've loved everything you've done over these last 12 years. I also understand from staff and others that there's something else from the League of California Cities that you absolutely love. I understand that if you ever see one of these items on anyone's desk, you steal it. Or you borrow it, perhaps, until it runs out. So I also understand that through the several conferences that will come forward, many years that we will have conferences, you've probably told everyone who will go to a conference that they must find these items and bring them back so you can keep your supply going. So for the interim, not too many, but I have a starter pack of 20 League of California City pens. She loves these. They do work really, really well. They're excellent pens. So Lori has 20 of them now, and I'm sure she'll come back to, yeah, Jackie's working with one right now. She'll come back from time to time when she runs out of these 20 and take whatever's on Jackie's desk. Yeah. So I have that and a letter of love to you.
Now we have Efrain Ibarra from the South County Economic Development Council.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, City Council. citizens of Imperial Beach. My name is Efrain. I'm the Assistant Director for the South County Economic Development Council, and I'm here on behalf of our President and CEO, Cindy Gumper-Graves, and the entire South County Economic Development Council to present a certificate of appreciation awarded to Lori Bragg. And I was sitting in my seat right now and I was thinking, man, maybe the stars align tonight. Why? Because this certificate of appreciation is presented to Lori Bragg for the 12 years of service on the 12th day of December. Thank you for your service as City Council member for the City of Imperial Beach, and we appreciate your service. And as that says right there, farewell and best wishes, Lori Bragg.
Very nice. Yeah. Thank you, Efrain. Please thank Cindy for us as well. Brian Barretto from California American Water.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. Thank you for having me. I'm Brian Barretto, External Affairs Manager for California American Water. And I'm here tonight to present a certificate of appreciation to Councilmember Lori Bragg. It's much shorter than Commissioner Malcolm's, so I'll read it. It says, certificate of appreciation awarded to Councilmember Lori Bragg in recognition of your longstanding dedication, service to the City of Imperial Beach. On behalf of our president, Richard Svinlin, the president of California American Water. On a personal note, I wanted to say thank you for your dedication and commitment to the city, and more importantly, your guidance to me and to California American Water. The conversations that we had about partnerships in the community, how we could better serve our customers, and how we could better do outreach was really, really insightful. And we wouldn't be in the place that we are with our relationship with the city and with the members, your fellow members and the mayor. So thank you and best wishes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brian. Now we have Diane Rose, former mayor of Imperial Beach. Also wanted to acknowledge Gary Brown, our former city manager. Thanks so much for being here, Gary.
Mayor, council, councilmember-elect. As Margaret Thatcher famously once said, in politics, if you want anything said, ask a man. If you want anything done, ask a woman. Lori Bragg, you are that woman. You are that woman that gets things done. And you have worked for this community with your heart, with dedication, with so much energy, and with love. And everything that you've done, you've worked so hard. I can't think of anybody else that's put in the time and effort and has gotten things done the way that you have. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you personally, and also thank you on behalf of the community for all the things that you've done and all the work that you've done over the last 12 years. I know that you have a new chapter coming up in your life, and I know that I wish you and everyone wishes you the absolute best as you move forward with new dreams and challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Now we have Cheryl Quinones from the South Bay Union School District.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, staff, audience. I'm a member of the South Bay Union School District, but most importantly, I'm a member of this community since 1963. And today I come to honor Lori on our special day on the 12th day of December, 12/12, and the stars are aligning. You are special, special to us, grown-ups, and very special to all our children. You have laid the path to greener city, riding buses, bicycles, walking, a dog park. You've done so many special things for our children to look forward to in the future. So on behalf of myself and my community and my family, and I'm going to get in trouble here, but on behalf of the South Bay Union School District, we honor you. Thank you.
Now we have Valerie Aceves, President of the Imperial Beach Chamber of Commerce.
So I am not Valerie. This is Valerie Aceves.
Oh, I'm sorry, Karen Odermatt.
And I am a past president of the Chamber of Commerce, and we're here on behalf of the Chamber of Commerce. So however, we all know there are many people that come before us that make organizations thrive and who leave a mark. For the Imperial Beach Chamber of Commerce, that person is Lori Bragg. Beginning in 1994 through 2002, Lori served as our executive director. In 1993, this is just a little history, the Chamber was looking for a new executive director. We had 53 candidates to choose from, and out of those qualified candidates, Lori Bragg stood out as the best. And as Lori will tell you, it was her dream job. As our executive director, and with an amazing board of directors, statements that Lori heard, such as "I didn't even know IB had a Chamber of Commerce," became a thing of the past, and she moved the IB Chamber to an organization that became a viable champion of the business community and remains that way today. Some of the things Lori instituted as the executive director were poinsettias at Bicentennial Park, producing our city phone books and street maps, focusing on tourism and military relocation packages. Lori even took the Union Tribune editorial board to task over their unkind representation of our community. Two of my favorite projects that Lori started and are still in full force is our America Flags Hung for the 4th of July and Taste of IB. But I think if you ask Lori, one of her proudest accomplishments is when she, as the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce, along with the board of directors, fought to stop a drug rehab facility proposed for Seacoast and IB Boulevard, which would have been detrimental for our main tourist area. It is apparent how much Lori loves the city of Imperial Beach. She gives selflessly of her time and talents. Lori did so well because she loves the city so much. The executive director position with the IB Chamber of Commerce truly was a dream come true for Lori, and for us that followed in her footsteps, realized what an effort it took and the impact she had. As Lori would say, it was a lot of people all rowing in the same direction. The Imperial Beach Chamber of Commerce would like to present Lori with a certificate of recognition from the United States House of Representatives on behalf of Congressman Juan Vargas, which states, "On behalf of the U.S. House of Representatives in California's 51st Congressional District, I want to congratulate you on being recognized by the Imperial Beach Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for your dedicated service as an Imperial Beach City Council member and for your years of engagement with this community. I wish you many years of continued success," and it's signed by Juan Vargas, Member of Congress. Thank you, Lori, for all you have done for the Imperial Beach Chamber of Commerce and the community of Imperial Beach. You're welcome. No, I have one. Okay, so now I'm on to my second one. Am I allowed to do that? So, Lori, this is personal between you and me. No. So I know that you've done many things for the community itself as well as the members of the community, and by taking them under your wing and mentoring them. I consider myself fortunate that when I was president of the Chamber of Commerce, I was able to go to you and you for guidance, and you would answer all my questions. You were always willing to take my calls and answer anything I needed from you, and I am forever grateful for your guidance during that time. I know that you like Hummel figurines. So my mother-in-law, Mary Edgar Odermatt, was a prolific collector of Hummels and has quite a large collection. Lori, I wanted to give you something really personal, so I asked the family if it was okay and picked out a special Hummel from you from Mary's collection. So this particular Hummel is called Easter Time and depicts two little girls whose love and affection are readily apparent. I am very close to my sister, and I know that you are also close to your sister. Hopefully this figurine will give you happy thoughts, and as we all know, it is not the job we hold, the hours we volunteer, or the words said about us, but our relationships that we hold dear in our hearts. Lori, you will be missed as your role as city council member, but I am sure this is not the end, but the beginning of something even more remarkable. I wish you much joy, peace, and happiness as you move forward in this wonderful journey you are on.
Thank you, Karen and Valerie. Appreciate it. Now we have Nancy Dayton from the Imperial Beach Women's Club. Is Nancy here? Oh, there she
I know.
Sorry, we have a lot of representation from the Women's Club. Thank you so much for being here.
Mayor, council, and everyone else, this is hard. She was our president of our women's club. Now you've got time to come back.
Yeah.
See, there are other things to do. How do we say goodbye? We don't. We just say we'll see you around the corner and keep going. You have done so much. I'm sorry, I didn't call your name. Anyway, we love you and thank you so much. Lori was our president. She has fostered us as long as she's done everybody else. If you needed a question answered, you went to Lori. This community is Lori Bragg.
Oh, you dragged me. No, you dragged me.
Now, finally, we have June Frost from the Imperial Beach Library. Oh, okay, good. Okay, yeah, of course.
Hi, obviously I'm not June Frost. My name is Nancy Stone, and I'm with the Friends of the Imperial Beach Library. But I'm here tonight to, and thank you to the mayor and the city council. June wanted to be able to stay, but we're also holding a holiday party with the harpist over at the library right now with that. So I just want to share with you how blessed we were and are to have you as part of the library family. You have been a supporter from day one, and we could not be where we are today without your support. And I know how much the library and the bookstore that we finally got means to you. And I know June would be, if she could be here, she would just say how blessed we are, because from the days where we had the little library and in the Boys and Girls Club, and then to the fantastic new building we have. You've been with us every step of the way, and now I expect that you should be able to come more and enjoy more programs and check out a few books. And if anybody hasn't been to this beautiful library, please find your way there, because it is. All right. Sorry. Thank you so much.
Now we have Hector Venegas from Sandag. Thank you, Hector, for being here.
Thank you very much, Mayor Medina and City Council. On behalf of everybody at Sandag, I'm very honored to present this recognition to Councilmember Lori Bragg. Certainly, we all know that your support to the transit development in the region have made a difference to a lot of people, helping them finding ways to go to where they go. Your expertise in the Regional Planning Committee and the Shoreline Preservation Working Group is invaluable. So we want to thank you for everything, for all your years of service, and we want to wish you all the best in your future activities.
Thank you, Hector. So is there anyone else who would like to make a presentation or say a few words? Oh, there you go, Ron. Okay, thanks.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, residents. Commissioner Malcolm spoke before and he read from the proclamation. I didn't write a nice poem like Andy, but I did write the proclamation. And one of the things that I gathered from all the things you've done, when you distill all those things down, there were several things that stood out to me. One is your incredible love for the city of IB and the people who live here. The other is your love of public service, because even before you got on the council, you were very active in this community, trying to improve it, trying to make it better. One of the other things too that I don't know whether people understand about her is that she's a great line dancer. And I know this not only because I've seen her, but because my wife used to be in a dance group with her. And one of the things that I personally hope for you as you leave the council is that you'll continue to dance and that you'll enjoy doing that and that you'll enjoy your life. Thank you so much from the staff of the Port of San Diego. It's a pleasure to know you and it's been a pleasure to work with you. And I know that I'll continue to do so as we go forward. So thank you so much for your service.
Any additional presentations or comments? Thanks so much, everyone. Appreciate that. And now we have, if I'd like to invite each council member to say a few words in appreciation of Lori's service, starting with Council Member Spriggs.
Lori, it's been 8 great years, and I've learned a lot from you. You were the one who got me introduced to the League of California Cities, and which was a good part of your involvement in the early years. And I've tried to fill those shoes of yours, which are really, it's really been hard to do. Not that you have big feet, but that you've left a legacy that is hard to match. And you'll be missed very much. I appreciate all of our work together on various issues, our efforts to make sure that we try to get lighting on Seacoast Drive and a better environment for business operating in the evening and for our residents and visitors as well. And we will continue with that work as you move on to other things. So thank you so much for your service.
Councilmember Patton.
Well, Lori, you know, so many things have been said already, you know, but I have a few things I'd like to add. I've known of Lori Bragg for a long time, but I've really only known her for 6 years since I've been on council so far. And it's been great. Lori has been somebody who I've always looked up to, a mentor. And she's always had great advice to me. But what I really loved about Lori and love about Lori is she put Imperial Beach first, as well as its citizens first. And she did it always in such great composure. And you're a great leader, so definitely. Can I borrow your pen? One of those. Can I borrow one of those pens? So that's all I have to say now. No, you're not going to give me a pen? Okay. Okay. I tried. She's a champion for public transportation, obviously with MTS. And you should be happy to know I've been on jury duty for the past 8 days, and I've taken the trolley every day, thinking of you. And finally, I've loved what I've really loved about Lori is after city council meetings, sometimes I'll get a text or a phone call from her, maybe validating something I said or did at the meeting. And that really meant a lot to me, because sometimes you get up here and you say things, or like on geez, I hope that was the right thing to say. And she would really, and that really meant the most to me because like it really did. So thank you, Lori. You're an amazing woman. You'll be missed, but not forgotten. So thank you.
Mr. West.
So we've heard so many great things tonight, but I'm gonna share a little bit something that Lori did for me that really meant a lot to me. So I'm gonna reflect back to 2 years ago, almost this night, and Lori, before we started, called me in here and sat me down at this chair and turned on everything and showed me what it was like to really sit up here in the dais and how it was going to work, and just kind of walked me through the whole evening. And I didn't know that I would need that so much. It really, I was kind of a nervous wreck that night. I was like, oh my God, here I am the first night. And Lori took the time to really just put her arm around me and in a motherly way made me feel at home. And it was really, really thankful. I really mean that. And it was like, I knew at that point that I had been welcome. And Lori, thank you so much for doing that. And it was really important to me. And I want you to know, as a naval officer, flags are important. And when I heard that you were going to get this flag, I said, Andy, you need to take that flag and you need to fly it above Imperial Beach, above the city. And they did that. And that flag has been flown. Like every naval vessel, when we leave our ships, you get a flag that has been flown over the ship. So you have your flag has been flown over the ship Imperial Beach. So it means a lot to me. So wait, I'm not done. One last thing. And then, I don't think everybody knows this, but I'm a huge Rolling Stones fan. And I knew the night we had her whatever, we're not gonna say. We had her birthday party and the theme was the Stones. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like this lady. Satisfaction is guaranteed. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So, Lori, we talked tonight about water quality, and I remember the first time we worked together was 1993. It was the summer of 1993. I was a lifeguard. The water was polluted. We had an emergency situation in IB. The water was polluted. Our beaches were closed. And we organized some sort of, it was like a clean water paddle. It's a national clean water day in the summer that coincided with our beaches being closed. And I went to you and said, I think it was when you were at the chamber, and said, can the chamber support it? And without hesitation, you did. And I'll never forget that. You were on it. And we held a big protest and paddle. No, we actually couldn't do the paddle because the water was polluted. We got national news coverage. And that whole movement led to the money allocated in Congress for the first sewage plant. So I'll never forget, though. I just remember immediately, like, you had no hesitation to do the right thing. And, your work in the chamber and your work in the community, and what has always been exemplary. But I remember being elected as mayor is, your knowledge of protocol, your knowledge of what to do, the institution of Imperial Beach and our city. And so when we had those questions, we'd go to you. And I really appreciated that. And as someone who's only been here since 1971, it really made me appreciate your connection to the city. But more importantly, I always knew you had the pulse of the community. No matter what we did, I always knew Lori had always connected with someone in the community or many people in the community. And you were right. You were right with the community. So that your love for Imperial Beach and our city as an institution, your love for civility and doing the right thing, but more importantly, your deep connection to IB was something that I just really, really admire. So thank you so much for all your work. And finally, I think it was the first day that we met after I got elected, and you said something like, yeah, we really need to push on water quality, or you really have to do that. And I'll never forget that. And so we have, but with your support. And you guys should be proud of your mom and your grandma. She's awesome. She's great. Legendary surf mom and surf grandma. So anyway, thank you so much, Lori, for your service. And now I think Mr. Patton is going to present the gift.
So, the gift from also that.
Yep.
So, picture everybody signed it. This little signature here, the size of a quarter, that's mine. That's all the room they had left. But I look at Durkin, Imperial has a lot of our seventh wonder. So Mr. Bragg, down here by now. All in you. Sorry, I thought that was implied. My fault. What's new? I got those plans. So our seventh wonder, down here comes our Imperial Beach. Mrs. Bragg, we all love you very much. And we also have some flowers for you as well. And maybe the rest of the council can come down too for photos. Perfect.
I do have, whoops, sorry about that. Just a few things to say. I kind of feel like Huck Finn, or Tom Sawyer when he faked his death, and because he wanted to hear all the nice things people would say at his funeral. And that's kind of what this feels like, but I'm not going to think of it as a funeral. I'm going to think of it as a celebration of service. So, and Hank, I just want to mention that Hank Levine is here. Hank, you've served our community for so many years. Thank you for being here tonight to be part of this. Thank you. Thank you. Of course, I took the time to write a few things down. Just bear with me. I write big. It's not a whole lot. First, I do want to give glory to God because I have been blessed so blessed by his mercy to be here in sound body and mind for 12 years. I want to thank my children, my grandson. We made this journey together, as we always have, following our family creed of follow your dreams and then live your dreams. Chris, for being the marketing pro, doing all the legwork for mailers and signs and writing some pretty big campaign checks over the years. Thank you. For Jeff, for walking precincts on weekends when I had to work, encouraging your friends to get involved and also encouraging them to vote and sharing your stories of all the friends and locals you encountered on the campaign trail. For Christopher, for really embracing the entire campaign process, having shirts made that said, vote for my ma'am, and wearing them to school, and encouraging your fellow classmates to vote for me, and being crushed to find out that the students at Westview Elementary School were too young to vote. and then ultimately swearing me into office in 2014. Thank you. We have made this journey together. You've weathered 12 years of being under the umbrella of politics and maintained your character, your charm, and your class. And each one of you has garnered your own respect for the Bragg name. This recognition is really about us as a community, the things that we have accomplished together, because there is not one elected official that achieves success on their own. As a community, we have made this journey together, bringing to fruition so many of the goals and projects that were started long before any of us were seated here. There is an endless list of people to thank for making my tenure possible. So many that have been friends and supporters from day one: Diane Rose, Linda McDaniel, Nancy Dayton, Christine Leposki, and former council members Winter, McCoy, Hall, King, Bilbray, Bailey, Malcolm, who form a small sorority of electeds, and only they know, from having sat in this seat, the trials and tribulations of public service. We have laughed and shed many a tear. We've endured the hard times and celebrated the good times, and shared our love for IB and her people on this wonderful journey. I do want to recognize two of my dearest supporters, Frida Adams and Tommy Schutte. One taught me with genteel grace. The other taught me with Southern sass. You figure out which is which. To the city staff, such an incredible and impactful group of people. Team IB is the best. You do so much with so little and have an uncontainable pride and passion for our community, which has never ceased to amaze me. We have seen unmatched talent from our department heads to each and every member of our staff. And when I try to recognize your efforts, I stand in awe. We've been through so much as a city family. Marriages and divorces and marriages and divorces and new babies and new home purchases, career highlights and advancements, and tragedies as well. Loss of loved ones through suicide and murder, and how impactful those events were to us. You're a very tight crew. If one gets cut, the other one bleeds, as the old saying goes. To Steve Dush and Eric and Jennifer and Jackie, Chief Wrench, Robert Stabenow, Tyler and Jim, Courtney and Chris, I've watched you mature and flourish, and remain eternally grateful for your brilliance and guidance. To Andy Hall, you are the real deal. You are so much more than a city manager. You have mentored and educated each one of us, making sure that we understand and become the guardians of our community that we were meant to be. You have enabled each one of us to recognize our own strengths and weaknesses and to work together to be able to accomplish greatness for our community. I will miss our very late night chit chats and our very early morning chit chats, and your ability to turn every situation into a win-win for everybody, and to turn catastrophe into opportunity. I have never seen you seek the limelight, nor seen you shrink from the spotlight of controversy. You meet each day with a smile and a commitment to see the good in everyone. And I will always maintain that you are the best thing that ever hit Imperial Beach. To my council colleagues, past members, I mentioned them earlier, I am so grateful to that group of people for their mentorship towards me and their service To our current re-electeds and sitting members, our newly elected, I have so thoroughly enjoyed working shoulder to shoulder with you for the betterment of our community. To friends and residents, thank you for your continued support for your city council and for your commitment to make Imperial Beach the best it can be. Thank you. Okay, now you can eat cake.
Wait, Lori, actually, as usual, I left something out. The city of Coronado, and from the office of the mayor, has a proclamation recognizing it's Lori Bragg Day in the city of Coronado. So I'm so sorry I forgot to read this. Piles of paper. I was trying to make sure I ordered everything. Anyway, I just want to make sure you had this. Oh, okay. Now we'd like to start with the oath of office ceremony, and first start with Councilmember Spriggs. I would like to invite Councilmember Spriggs and his wife, Leah Goodwin, to the front of the dais. Leah will administer Council Spriggs' oath of office. Thank you so much for being here.
Hasn't been rehearsed.
Raise your right hand. I, Ed Spriggs,
Ed Spriggs,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to. All right. Because my lovely wife has to officiate at a graduation ceremony very shortly, I will keep my remarks very brief, or I'll hear about it later, and be assured. So, first of all, I'd like to thank all of you, the people of Imperial Beach, for paying attention to what's going on in our city government, voting in record numbers. You heard, many of you who were here, heard the turnout numbers. They were fantastic. And of course, for voting for me, those of you who did. Obviously, enough of you did, and I appreciate that. But I especially thank Leah, who has been a partner through all of the ups and downs of service on behalf of this city, as well as the election, which from time to time, can be quite stressful. So thank you for your support and your love all this time. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful feeling to be standing here before you for the third time. and truly an honor to be elected to this important position in our community. I really pledge to do my best to serve all of the people of Imperial Beach, to continue to be diligent about the details of city business, and also to keep an eye on the longer-term future of our city and our quality of life. We have several major challenges that will need to be addressed during my term in office. These include, first, defining our future economic and environmental path and how we will ensure both our survival and quality of life through the changes we are now making in our general plan and local coastal program. Second, winning the fight to stop or at least minimize cross-border pollution, another existential issue for our community, our future, and our quality of life. Third, getting a handle on our growth, density, traffic, and parking challenges, which together are also crucial to our identity as a community and our future and our quality of life. But I cannot help lead us to solutions, nor can the City Council do so without the full support and involvement of you and other community members. We have many dedicated and concerned citizens in this room and in the community, and a great deal of expertise and knowledge in our community. These need to be part of a more inclusive city government. And we on the City Council, our great staff, and our community will need to work together in positive and constructive ways to find and adopt the best solutions for our beloved city going forward. Let's make 2019 and beyond the best years ever for Imperial Beach. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to invite Councilmember-elect Aguirre, her husband Delio Bakalski, the Baklaski family, and Diane Castaneda to the front of the chambers. Delio will administer Councilmember-elect Aguirre's ceremonial oath of office.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Paloma Aguirre,
I, Paloma Aguirre,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
that
I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
and
that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties
upon
which I am about to enter.
Thank you. Muy buenas noches. Good evening, Imperial Beach. Thank you for granting me the opportunity to serve you. This is the greatest honor of my life. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family for all of their support. Families play such an important role in shaping who we are and is the foundation of any community. I'd like to thank my parents for working hard and making opportunities for me and my siblings. I'd like to give special thanks to my mom for shaping who I am today and teaching me to work hard
and be the very best I can be. I hope I've made you proud. To my siblings who could not be here tonight, Hugo y Alondra Aguirre and family, los quiero mucho. Thank you to the love of my life, my husband, Delio Bakalski, for being my best friend and sharing this journey with me. Thank you to Bakalski mom, dad, and family for all of your support over the years and for your unconditional love. I'd also like to thank my campaign team, our campaign team, a small group of volunteers who took a leap of faith and believed in me, a group of people who dedicated hundreds of hours of their time to spread our message. Thank you, Diana, Oscar, Felicia, Josie, Jeanette, Marty, Carl, and Grace. Thank you for all your hard work, dedication, and for being the engine behind this effort. But most importantly, I'd like to thank the community of Imperial Beach. Each and every one of you who took time off from work or gave up your free afternoon to knock on doors and to make phone calls. Thank you to everyone who shared social media posts, who spoke with your neighbors, who put up yard signs and banners, who donated, who hosted fundraisers, who voted, and who cared. You all know who you are, and together we share the success. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I stand before you today incredibly proud of the fact that you have chosen me as your councilwoman. I look forward to being a voice for all the residents of Imperial Beach, and I especially look forward to being a voice for those who feel they don't have one. During these last few months, I had the great pleasure of getting to know our community on a one-on-one basis, speaking face-to-face with thousands of our neighbors, and the very core of every single conversation was always a common thread, that we all want to live in a safe, healthy, and thriving community. A community where kids can play, where seniors have access to services, where families can enjoy the beach without getting sick, where people have a variety of job opportunities, including starting a business of their own. A community where people aren't displaced because of the rising cost of living. We all love our beautiful little beach town, and we all share the same goal, which is to continue to improve our quality of life. So let's move forward, united in our quest to keep improving Imperial Beach. There is so much work to be done, so let's do it together with drive, compassion, and equity for all. And what I commit to you is to always be a good listener and to lead with courage, determination, and passion for our beautiful little beach town of Imperial Beach. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Muchas gracias.
All right. Paloma. Please join us on the dais. All right. Now I invite Mayor Dedina and his wife Emily Young and his father Michelle Dedina to the front of the dais. Michelle Dedina will administer Mayor Dedina's ceremonial oath of office.
Good. You ready? All right. Serge, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Serge Dedina.
I, Serge Dedina.
Do solemnly affirm.
Do solemnly affirm.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely.
I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties.
That I will and faithfully discharge the duties.
Upon which I'm about to enter.
That I'm about to enter.
Well, thank you.
Okay. thank God my grandma decided that Europe wasn't a good place for my dad's Jewish family to be, and came to America in 1939. And, I inherited from my dad and my mother, who was also an immigrant, who was raised in World War II London and got bombed by the Germans, that you never stop moving forward. You never stop moving forward. And so I couldn't have done anything in my life without the amazing push that my immigrant parents gave me, and the learning that I learned to do it without any money, without just with the grit that you have and the support of your love of your family and of course your friends. And when we arrived here in 1971 IB, and I was 7, we found our home. And one of the lessons that I learned from my mom and dad was that you never stop helping your neighbors. You never stop being involved in the community. You never stop making a difference. And so thank you, Dad. I love you very much. And I know Mom would be very, very proud. I want to thank my wife, Emily Young. We're in a very active household. When my kids were here, and the boys are doing finals week at UCLA and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo right now, so they'd be here. But and Daniel, my youngest son, read the oath of office last time. We're a very loud family. We live on Donix Avenue, and we compete with other surf families to see who'd be the loudest. But I couldn't do anything without the love and support of Emily, who was raised in an elected official household. Her mom was a legendary legislator in Wisconsin, Rebecca Young. And so Emily was really one of my tutors in how to campaign. And really, I couldn't have done this without you. So thank you so much. Yeah, it's a lot of fun when we do this. So anyway, and then I want to thank each and every one of my supporters and campaign team, really for volunteering and walking all over IB. And many of you are here tonight, but I just want to just acknowledge the madrina of Imperial Beach, Josie Hamada. I have many bosses, but Josie, we have so much fun walking together. She's in way better shape than I am. So thank you, Josie and Steve. I really appreciate all your help. And everybody knows who they are and the difference that they made. But, Greg Cox told me this: there's nothing better than being the mayor of the town that you grew up in. And it's been an immense pleasure to be the mayor of Imperial Beach over the last 4 years. But I can't tell you how excited I am about the next 4 years. And I want to thank each and every one of the city staff. Lori did call it. It's a tight team. It's an amazing team. We saw the best of you guys tonight, but also yesterday when we all came together immediately, without question, to do the right thing in the Tijuana River Valley. I'm going to thank each and every one of my council colleagues. Lori, thank you. Ed, thank you. Bobby, we've known each other since we were kids. Thank you. Mark, thank you. And then finally, of course, to our city manager and team leader, thank you, Andy. It's a pleasure. It's been a great pleasure to get to know with you and work with you. But we just have an amazing city staff, and the unity and bond that our council have and our city staff have with our community is really impressive. And more importantly, the ability to listen and change course when needed, which I think is and to apologize when things we don't always do the right thing. And I think that's really important. And I'll keep it simple. We're going to continue moving forward IB. We need to continue those investments in more streetlights, more crosswalks, more sidewalks, more alleys paved. We got some more work to do. We need to continue to make our streets safer. But the city that I grew up in, when I learned how to play guitar back then, and I still play guitar pretty badly, we had a Parks and Rec department. We need a Parks and Rec department back. When I was a kid, every 4th grader in IB got free swimming lessons at Mar Vista Pool. We're gonna get a new right. There's nothing more important than getting kids outdoors. And we need to make sure that every kid in IB gets free swimming lessons. That's something that we're committed to. And we're gonna get that pool built at Mar Vista High School. We have a senior center, and God bless our seniors. They thrive in our senior center. But you know what? We've got a design for a new one, and Lori, we'll get it built. We're going to be actively working on that. That's a commitment you have from every council member. And that's more important than ever. And I think it'll be almost like an intergenerational center, which I think we acknowledge. The role, we are so lucky in IB to have our seniors present every day in our lives. It's not enough to have a senior center. It's our seniors and our young people, and everyone is together. And that's something you see in a beach town, in a small beach town. It's so vital for our community. We need a better skate park. And we can't take for granted that IB has to have less than everybody else. We need to have as much as anybody else. And somehow our community has been okay with not having the things that other communities take for granted. And finally, if they think that we've done everything we can on water quality, They have no idea what we have up our sleeves. We are going to be as relentless as humanly possible. We will be a machine to fight for clean water wherever and wherever it takes. In Mexico, in Mexico City, in Tijuana, and Ensenada, in Washington, and Sacramento, here in San Diego, we will call people to accountability because it is not right for continued violations of Mexican federal law, of the United States federal law. It's not okay, Captain Slentz, for your folks to be exposed to water pollution. It's not okay for people who serve our country and are defending our national security, the world's greatest Navy, to be exposed to that pollution. It's not okay for the Border Patrol agents who are working their butts off every day in the Tijuana River Valley to be exposed to toxic waste and sewage. But more importantly, it sure ain't okay for our lifeguards and our residents all over IB to be exposed to that. And we will call them to account. We will continue our court case, and we will never give up our quest to make sure that IB is treated right and fairly. And more importantly, and this is important, all of us know this, that we'll continue to spend the best days and moments of our life at our beach with our friends and family. There's nothing more beautiful, nothing more profoundly important than making sure that every day that we want to go down to the beach and just get together with our families, and you guys know that, right? Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter if your mom's on the beach watching you in the water, dad's on the beach watching you in the water, or you're teaching your kids to surf, or you're just celebrating a birthday or an anniversary, walking on a pier, holding hands with your life partner. It doesn't get any better than that. We need to continue to enjoy that. So I want to thank each and every one of you for your support, and just let you know, we're going to continue moving forward with a big smile on our faces and a big abrazo, our arms open, saying everyone's welcome at City Hall, and we can't wait to continue to serve IB. Thank you so much. And I think, oh, so with that, thank you, everybody. Do we have any public speakers left?
No, Mr. Mayor.
And with that, I adjourn the meeting at 7:22 and 12 seconds. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.